Beryl Hoffman.
And can you tell me about your family?
I have a husband who's over there, Fred, and I have two sons, Michael and Jonathan, and they have wives, Andrea and Jennifer, and I have four grandchildren.
That's quite a lovely
It
family.
is lovely.
You have been blessed.
Yes, we had a lot of trouble having children, but it was worth the wait.
Well, that's wonderful. Now, in general, we have something in common. We're both members of the Women's Club, but I was in Lebanon, I am in Lebanon, and you with Myerstown. Tell me about that experience.
Well, I started out in the Myerstown Junior Women's Club, and I was there most of the time. I joined when I was 20 years old. Times were different then. You joined almost right out of high school, and in fact, some did right out of high school. That's not the case anymore. But then we disbanded a few years ago, so I joined the Lebanon Juniors and the Women's Club of Myerstown, and I'm art director in both of those clubs.
Well, what inspired you to get involved with art?
I love art.
Did you study it, or it's just a hobby?
It's just a hobby. Uh, Actually, my favorite piece of art is decorating and
Like interior decorating?
interior decorating.
So I understand that you like decorate for Christmas and you have garden tours.
Yes,
Tell me about that.
we've had 7 Christmas tours. The highlight of that is I put up 7 Christmas trees, and they're all decorated and themed, and each one's in a different color. So,
And do you repeat a theme or do you come up with new themes all the time?
no, I repeat the theme. What I may do is add more flowers or more ornaments or something like that. The only one tree that was actually changed, I used to have 9 up, so I did downsize. And takes a long time to get everything up. And anyway, the one in our foyer was blue, had blue lights and white doves and pearls and things like that on it. Well, now I have fuchsia flowers, and I use royal blue and teal with it. So it's a big contrast, which it's striking.
Sounds beautiful. And the garden, do you do the gardening yourself?
Well, because of my health limitations, I can't. We do have someone who works with our landscaping, but I used to do a lot more than I do now.
What kinds of flowers did you grow?
Well, we have a lot of shrubbery, and we have a waterfall and things like that, so I'm into roses, the knockout roses, and I have a lot of them. And we have a rather large area of land. We have an acre and a half of land, so it can accommodate a lot of shrubbery.
That sounds
So-
so cool. So I understand that you are like the district director for the arts and you encourage young students who are pursuing artistic adventures, and you had your display of your own work at headquarters. What kind of things did you do, and why do you keep doing what you're doing?
Because I enjoy it. uh, Actually, what I had at the headquarters in Washington, D.C. was a Christmas ornament. The top 3 from each state were going to be put on the international Christmas tree. So that was quite an honor that mine was one of them.
Did you make it?
Yes.
And
yes.
tell me about what it was.
Uh,
I wished I had a picture of it.
I'm trying to think of what that's called. They're little flat white petals like, and can't think of the name of them. And I put those on a circle and put some other dried things in the center and ribbons and so forth. And it's pretty. It's very pretty. And
Did you frame it, or do you still hang it on the tree?
No, it's down in Washington, D.C.
They kept it.
They kept
Oh,
it.
I thought it was just like for an art show, but
No,
they kept it.
No, they kept it. That was the purpose. The top 3 from each state went down.
That is so neat.
So, yeah, I think it is.
Yeah. And tell me about Youth for Christ Bids for Kids. You started that? Or
No, actually, Bill Calavandi used to do the art auction, and then when he was no longer involved, I got involved, and what we did was we wrote to artists and asked for prints and so forth, and then we would mat them and frame them and cut the glass and the foam core and everything, and then they would be auctioned off at their Bids for Kids auction, which was just held this last weekend. And anyway, all proceeds would go to their projects. They service the inner city youth and try to give them purpose in their lives.
I was out actually, and I saw they had lots of quilts as well.
Yes.
And like the center auction was for the women's things, and they had one for sports in the back, and they had tools and that sort of thing
They
on the
have
other
everything.
side. It was just, there were 3 auctioneers going all at the same
know.
time. It was
I
just
know.
an amazing, but you're in with the women's things and the arts.
The
and
art,
and-
yes.
And are the quilts fall under you or no?
No,
Okay.
no. Well, actually, this year, I couldn't help, of course, and last year things were starting to get worse with my health, and so I didn't help then. And we were located next to the craft area. Now, we didn't get out there. I had an appointment, and we didn't get out there this year.
Okay.
So,
Well, what's your preferred medium?
in
When you do artwork yourself, do you like sculpture? Do you like painting? Do you like working with glass?
all of the above.
So you just are like a Renaissance woman when it comes to art. You can do it
Now,
all.
I've never worked with glass. I shouldn't say that.
No stained glass or anything.
No, I haven't. I bought a kit one time, but I never did anything with it. I am not an artist. I have painted things like in my children's rooms. I've done like Winnie the Pooh characters on the walls and things like that. But I'm not an artist, but I have a little bit of talent.
So you're a supporter and encourager of artists.
Yes,